Hello everybody and welcome to the third round of the SR4S Sim Racing Super Formula Championship here from the RedBull ring. It is time for the third round of the championship, and after the first couple of weeks of pretty different races and different winners, it's time for round number 3 and see what happens this time round. JT Smith won last week, Gabriel hopped the week before, but it's neither of those two leading the championship because their other rounds were no scores. Elliot Court and Kostic Solveig are currently at the top, but after only 2 rounds, it doesn't matter so much. There indeed, we'll see the standings. The teams and drivers very close. Court and Solveig only separated by 1 point here so far. Smeaton and Hop there, the 2 race winners, 3rd and 4th, but you see just how close it is because it is so early. And indeed, it's been a struggle for some to even score any points here in these races. In the team standings, tied on points racing are clear on points, as it turns out, but the top 4 teams are all separated by 5 points or less. Myself, Ian O'Leary, Jim Cunningham will take you through the action here from the RedBull ring. I know you've already seen racing round here, Jim, today. Today, though, it's 33 laps of a race, just less than an hour, and possible rain. And we've already seen rain fall in this session. It's not raining anymore, at least, but it is wet and damp on the circuit at the moment, which is going to make for an interesting and maybe slightly precarious 33 laps.
Yeah, I actually did a Super Formula Lights race earlier today, so it's actually just right before this, and it's if this race is anything like that race, we are in for a ton of fun, because that was, man, it was chaos, but it was exciting, great passing, and I got a feeling we're going to see the same thing here tonight from these faster automobiles. I think the damp surface is going to make it quite interesting for sure.
We'll see just how much rain indeed falls before the start of this qualifying session, which is just over 2 minutes away from beginning. We were speaking before we came to air here about the RedBull ring a little bit and how it races in multiple different cars. You say Super Formula Lights, I think probably suit this track even better. But for open wheel cars, I think just generally this track is really well suited to this type of machine, and I think we're going to see a bit of that here today, but I don't find it the most engaging circuit to drive myself, I must admit, but it's when you get others around you where it becomes a lot more interesting. Big slipstreaming chances, but as you can see here, it is still very wet, and especially on the curbs and on the outsides of the circuit, right where you want to be running, really, maximising your runs through, and yep, there's another one.
That's a spot right there.
Yeah, that's where you want to be sat, just through the final corner. But as I say, that's exactly where you want to be, running out wide over those curves there. But you're not able to anymore because the rain has fallen. And, on iRacing, especially on these curves and these sort of outsides of the circuit, it doesn't really dry up very quickly at all, apart from the rest of the circuit, obviously, which is fine. So that's why they're all on dry tyres. But where you want to be running on the outsides of the circuit near the curves, that's where you're not able to because of the wet weather.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor here, and especially these painted curbs and stuff. That paint's already a bit slick, as you see even in dry races, guys get out on the curbs and lose it. And it's that's only magnified as they get wet because that paint gets really, really slick.
And obviously slick tyres for these drivers at the moment, but will they require the wets a little bit later on? It's only a 33-lap race, pretty short, but we will see pit stops if they need to here today. Not if they don't. You don't have to stop in this series, by the way. It's not a mandatory pit stop, but you can sometimes see pit stops happening, especially if you need repairs.
Man, look at the debris right there, would you?
Yeah. There's gravel being brought onto the circuit through turn 6 and 7. Another thing that's still relatively new in iRacing, but very, very prominent at this circuit as well, with a lot of gravel on the outside of the circuit.
I love it. I think that was a great addition. In fact, we were talking about that earlier today. I think that the debris stuff that they did and making it more realistic and how your car reacts to it is fantastic. I think that that really adds to it because it happens in real life, and I think I think it just brings another element to driving these cars.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a great addition as well, as the what practice session, draws to a close. 1 hour of practice, by the way, before we come to air here in the evenings on the JPB YouTube channel. And there you can see the conditions just adjusting here. 71 degrees Fahrenheit on the circuit. Not too bad at all in terms of tyre temperature. And as of right now, not raining at least, which is positive. 2:30 in the afternoon at the end of September, so just a couple of weeks ago. No darkness threatening.
You see this percentage rain, though? It's up to...
I never know. 77%. Is that the one that says rain or humidity or what?
No,
what
I think that's a raindrop, I think. I've always assumed that was... well, let's see. Leave that on, and
we'll chance of rain.
We'll pull this up and see.
Really know.
Yeah, that's chance of rain. I think 77%.
Yeah, I thought we had that in FCK before the rain was a thing, but
maybe I don't know.
Maybe it did. Maybe. I don't know either.
Well, we'll find out.
All we were told. Yeah, we will. We'll just find out as we go along. All we were told is rain possible, as you saw actually on the event poster at the beginning of the day. Rain is possible here, but in terms of when and where, we're not sure. I mean, it already has rained, as you can see here, but is that all the rain we're going to see throughout the session? Because we do have sort of track state carryover, and which means the conditions from the previous session will carry on to the next one. Between practice, qualifying and the race. But does that mean we've already seen the rain and it happened in practice, or we're going to get it a little bit more in the race a little bit later? We will have to find out as the drivers, well, some of them get onto a new lap, and that's a bit wide there for Kostek Solveig, one of the drivers who's just 1 point off the championship lead. This is the championship leader, though, Elliot Court, working his way up to turn 3.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him the first couple of weeks. This is obviously my first time doing this series this season. Yeah, he's been extremely impressive. Like, he just doesn't seem to put a tire wrong. He's fast and he's clean, and very impressive. I don't know a lot about him, but I sure have been impressed with his driving so far.
Yeah, I've seen him for a few seasons in the past before. He is a strong driver in the Super Formula. There's no doubt about that. It's a strong field, though, and it's going to take a lot to win this championship for sure. Elliot Rolls is the first driver who's going to set a time, though. Not that far in front of Elliot Court here. Going through the final couple of corners. It's Court, though, who's got the purple sectors. You can see it there. He doesn't want to throw it away now with the puddles. And there you go. Doesn't want to go on the curb. Yeah, stays off them, and that's a sensible thing to do. He goes over the line. This is going to be pole for the moment for Elliot Court. But, wow, it is but a long way as well. 1:12.1. But how long is he going to stay there for? I can't imagine it would stay a second for very long.
Well, we'll see. I'm waiting to see some more purple sector pop up somewhere. If somebody's going to beat that time or get close to it, they're going to have to put a purple sector up somewhere.
So far, nothing across the board. JT Smitten's only on an outlap, so he'll have a good chance a bit later. This is the closest challenge we've had so far. Chris Sears, who's into second place. Kostek Solveig is there as well in third place. Just over 8 tenths of a second off of Elliot Court. So it's a big gap at the moment, but then again, only 15 of the drivers have actually set a time. Adam Merchant hasn't set one. Gabriel Hopp just gets one into 5th position. So there are some more times to come. Oh, onto the puddle, and that goes the lap for Merchant after that purple sector there. You were talking about it. They need to stay off the puddles, and well, that's exactly why Merchant's gone wide, and that'll screw not only the first lap but also the second one here that he's just started now as well.
Yeah, that's a killer, having a bad sector right there at the end like that, because like you said, it does kill 2 laps. I mean, it's essentially in this kind of qualifying session, that almost kills your whole qualifying session.
I mean, the fact that he's got quite a lot of laps around this circuit does help, but even so, it's not ideal at all. Another faster lap time, that time from Elliot Court, gets him to a 11.9. Solveig goes to a 12.3. JT Smitten to a 12.3 as well. So they are all closing up to Elliot Court, who set off very quickly in this session, but he's being brought back now by the rest of them, as you'd expect, because this field is always very close, and it would be a surprise for anybody to see anybody racing away like that.
Yeah, I think, well, it looks like Merchant's on a decent lap again here, but that first sector is going to kill him where he, where he struggled and hit that puddle, and it took away his, he did it again.
Oh, he's off again.
Stay in place.
Is that going to count? It would be a top 10 if it or not. It's not going to count. No, the off track was pretty clear to see. Elliott Court doesn't go quicker that time, despite a purple sector in the first. So Merchant is in big danger here, and he's got to stay off those puddles. He's done it twice in a row now.
Yeah, and again, it's killing his first sector on his next lap. At this point, he's just got to get a lap down, so he's not, starting back here in 25th, 26th place or something.
Yeah. I mean, he's in big danger at the moment.
We could literally sit there focused on that corner and probably watch who's going to have good laps and who's not by who stays off of those curbs.
Yeah, you can just you can figure it out just through doing that. Absolutely, it's not too difficult. But
it's like
Gabriel Hop goes over the line. He goes up to 4th position. So. Good lap from him. Max Shabley also joins him in the top 5. Elliott Court with a purple middle sector. We'll see whether he can put this further out of sight for the rest with just less than 4 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Let's see if Court can go any quicker as he comes up towards the line.
Merchant got a line down. Merchant got a lap down at least.
Finally. Yeah.
And he's still going to have time for at least one more.
Few hundredths shaved off for Court, by the way, but yeah, Merchant does have time for some more. That's it for Court, though. He's slowing down, and that's the end of his session.
They get a set number of laps, right? 4 laps. Is that the deal, or is it just you get unlimited laps?
I can't quite remember. I think it is 4. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
This JT Sphere seems to be on a lap right here. He just crossed.
He's only starting 4. He's only starting lap number 4 because he started a bit later than the rest. Merchant, indeed, on his last lap as well, down in 10th place, which is further down than you expect to see him. Yeah, and he's coming through the final corners at the moment. Let's see if he can actually do these final couple of corners without going off the circuit. This has been the problem for him in these final couple of turns. Here we go. He turns in for the penultimate one. Don't go too wide here. He's nailed that part. Now for the second part. Don't go too wide there either. There we go. That's much better. And this could be a challenging time for pole. Not quite pole, though. He's going to move up to 3rd, I think. Yep, he does. Just in front of Max Shabley. He got it in at the very, very end there. Just about managed it.
Man, did he get it in at the very end, huh? Wow. JT's on yellow, so this isn't going to improve him any, I don't think.
Let's see. Apparently, João de Gregorio is on a purple and a personal best.
Just jumped
Smith
both
does
of them.
improve, in fact. Wow. So they move up to the second row together now, the two of them, and pretty close in behind Court. So it turns out it was just a bit of early pace from Elliott Court that had him miles ahead of the rest of the field. In these last few minutes and the final laps of the session, everything's got a lot closer.
Yeah, no, he's not. It's not that the top 4 cars right now are, less than, I guess just a little bit over 0.2 of a second apart. The top 3 are just a little bit over 1/10 apart. So. Like everybody's just about exhausted all their laps here.
Outside of the top 20, there's still some laps coming in. Bryce Benton just completed his first lap time of the session, and that has got him only to 23rd. Nick Drawnick is carrying on, but doesn't have any more laps available. This is lap 5 now. Sarah Guerra and Joshua Benjamin have not completed their laps yet, but they're at the end of lap 3 almost, and they still haven't got one on the board. Drawnick is just going to continue to practice by the looks of things, and just continue to do laps anyway. Here. There's Guerra.
She got one on at least that counted.
23rd. And that will be that. Only 30 seconds left. Joshua Benjamin, the last driver, will be to come across the line. I think Benton's going to get there in time as well for an improvement, but needs 6 attempts to get back ahead of Guerra in back to 23rd again. See whether Benton can do that, because Joshua Benjamin doesn't get to the end of his lap time. Indeed, doesn't set a time. Is the only one of the 27 who doesn't set a time here in this session. And there's the puddle. There it happens again.
Yep, he just killed it. Wow. Well, that was an adventurous qualifying session anyway. A little more exciting than normal.
It helps when you have the a minefield on the exit of the final corner.
It really is a minefield too. That's the funny part. All right, let's get this grid up here.
Yeah, let's see what the starting grid is looking like then for round number 3 of this championship. It's Elliot Court who's going to be on the pole alongside his, so far, championship rivals, Kostik Soloig. It's last week's winner, JT Smeaton, in third, ahead of Jauja Gregorio with that late lap time. Adam Merchant gets to fifth, ahead of Max Shabley with Chris Sears and Gabriel Hopp, week 1 winner, in 8th place. Cole Willard and Leo Doma round out the top 10. It's Brian Long and Carson Keane who then share row 6. Jeff Groff and Richard Danielovsky is then row 7, ahead of Jace Meyer. Then just over a second back to Nick Drawnick, the first driver over a second off pole. Sergei Porok and Elliot Rolls are on row 9. Bit surprising to see Rolls so far down. Robert Lewolin and Frankie Brzezowski round out the top 20, with Dakota DeMage and Anthony Zeitch on row 11. Sarah Guerra and Bryce Benton are on row 12. Matt Alfredson, Asan Fay and Joshua Benjamin round out the field. Benjamin didn't get a lap in. I would argue that Fay probably didn't get a representative time in at over 4 seconds off of the pole. Just less than a minute left of gridding, and it's going to be an interesting race. In the end, it was a close qualifying session, a good circuit for racing, so we should be in for a close race.
Yeah, I would have to say that it's entirely possible here that there's a lot of people in this field that didn't get a representative lap down. You know, it's so easy to mess up 2 laps there coming off of that final turn. So I think that it's entirely possible that we've got several people.
Let's see as we get the lights off, and we are underway here from the Red Bull Ring, and a slow starter in the background, not a stopped car though, so they can all just switch round it in the background. Down in towards turn 1 for the first time, bit of contact there, and they get away with it just about. There was contact with Adam Merchant, who very nearly went around, but they all filter through nicely. It's close for the lead, and Elliot Court is using a bit of that push to pass early, trying to keep JT Smeaton behind. When Smeaton got in front on lap 1, he was never seen again last week. Is he doing the same here at the Red Bull Ring at round number 3 of this championship? Court still on the push to pass here, trying to get ahead of Smeaton and stay in front, because he realises how important this is. Down in towards turn 4, Smeaton again on the outside. He's going to go for a switchback again. Oh, he hits him! He hits him! Elliot Court goes for a spin. The pole setter goes for a spin, and JT Smeaton leads in controversial circumstances on lap 1.
Ooh, yeah, we'll take a look at that. There's been several incidents here. Once this thing settles in a little bit, we'll go back and look at some of them. That obviously being the most interesting one. Yeah, there's still a lot of water on the side of this circuit here. You do not want to be on those curbs right now.
Merchant a bit wide there, but he gets away with it. He gets to third, and stays in third, I should say, ahead of up to third. I was right the first time. Jauja Gregorio stays where he is, though. He's in 4th. Elliot Court is all the way down to 25th after that contact through turn 4 with JT Smeaton. I've got to say, from off-board and first view, it looked like JT just ran him over, to be honest, at turn 4.
I agree. But I'm going to hold judgment on that until, look at him. He is just... He's just back here all by himself. Golly. All right, let's see. I'm going to go find that little incident real quick. There were so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, especially through turn 1, there wasn't too much trouble in terms of people pitting at the end of that one. Cole Willard, Dakota DeMake and Sarah Guerra all came in pit lane. At least Willard is back out again. Maybe. Not entirely sure. Yeah, he is. So we do at least
here we go.
Let's one of those 3 back out onto the circuit again. This is...
Well, it's in slow motion, so that's good. Give me a second to get it caught up here.
Oh, this is...
Oh, bad shot of it, though. Yeah. I'm trying. It doesn't show it as a wreck. It just shows as an off track. So, all right, here we go. Let's try it one more time.
Elliot Court is... there we go. Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Really.
I'm gonna get the chopper view on it and see if that helps us any.
I wonder whether Elliott caught, because he was defending the inside of the way in towards turn 4.
Right.
I wonder whether he was holding the inside really tight so that he couldn't be, JT Smeaton couldn't use the cutback. Smeaton wouldn't have been expecting that, and so just ran into the back of it. That would be my guess as to what's happened there. But even so, as the car behind, you've got to be expecting that almost, and he's got to be wary of the car in front maybe slowing down, and he can't run into the back of him like that.
I would be willing to bet that there will be a protest filed on that, and and we'll leave that up to the high pay grade people for that one. But the way I saw it, if you're the car behind and there's nothing egregious in front of you, you got to be able to not hit the guy. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I agree. We're coming up towards the end of lap number 3. We'll put the tower up and let you see where everybody is in the race so far. Kostik Solveig is up to second place, or at least still in second place, I should say. You take one step back and then one step forward again, as JT Smeaton overtook him, and then he picked up the pieces from Court's spin. So on the road, Solveig would be series leader as it stands, but still very, very early in the championship, and Smeaton will beat 2 in a row, and surely the one with the momentum. Here comes Adam Merchant, speaking of momentum, on the outside coming into turn 3. They're both on the recharge as far as the push to pass is concerned, or at least in the cooldown period. Just squeezed onto the curb there, Merchant, by Solveig, who was firm with him there, but fair. He left him just enough room on the outside, and Merchant's going to respond. He gets into the slipstream and he goes to the outside again, down in towards turn 4. Is he going to go all the way around the outside, or is Solveig going to just shove him out wide? He is indeed. And Merchant has to find another way at getting past. He can't do it there, and he stays in third for now.
This is a good battle up here, and it's also bringing some other people into the picture here. DiGiorgio and Hop. Oh, that was a big splash there. And Hop are getting pulled into this battle here. We've got a 4-way battle going on now as they keep fighting up here.
Oh, and Merchant again, just like he did in qualifying, you're having trouble with those puddles, and João de Gregorio goes straight through. Gabriel Hop, his countryman, is going to follow as well. Of the top guys, Adam Merchant is having the most trouble with those final puddles in those final few corners.
He is, and that's probably because he's so set in his line there. He's got a rhythm there, and it's breaking his rhythm to have to stay off of those curbs like that, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
It doesn't seem to be drying up much, does it? We've had a lot of cars splashed through there. No. You would think you'd be starting to get rid of some of that water, but look at that puddle there. Isn't it?
Yeah, there's one there. I think it's like you said all around.
I think it's like you said early on in the broadcast, where the track dries pretty normally, but these curbs, it seems like the water holds there a lot more. Maybe not the most accurate representation of real life, but it's something you definitely got to deal with in the game if it's in the sim, if it's, that's the case.
Yeah, it's very unusual, I think. As you say, it should be sort of clearing up now because we've seen a lot of drivers go through it. But
he stayed off
it
this time.
I mean, when you do run wide into it, though, you've just got no chance. You're an absolute passenger when you actually get into it, because these guys are on slick tyres, of course. There's no way that those puddles warrant any sort of treaded tyres at this stage.
No.
You're on the slicks, and you are like a boat at that point. You've got a boat without any steering. You're just skidding along the surface, got no chance at all. As Carson Keane has a look down the inside of Gabriel Hop here, can't quite make the move. I'd say, though, very, very bizarre, really, that's started to happen in iRacing now. It didn't happen straight away when the iRacing weather system was introduced, but it has been introduced. And, they're very unusual, these puddles, but there we are.
So I do want to mention while I'm thinking about it. So this week I posted for any of the drivers that watch the broadcast back later, I posted in the Discord a link so that they can run their webcams, and it will show up next to their car down here in the bottom when their car is featured. And I don't know that I did it early enough for people to actually get one posted for this week, but that same link will work from now on in the future. And so if you have a webcam and you want us to see your pretty face or your nice looking sim rig or whatever the case may be, put your camera up there and let's have some fun with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It adds a bit of life to it.
It does.
A bit of life to sim racing. And a Merchant comes down the inside of João de Gregorio and goes through, indeed, back to third again.
That was a nice pass.
It was, yeah, and it just sort of retakes the third place that he had earlier. Gregorio can't respond with any push to pass, but he will get the slipstream. Oh, and he switches back to the inside. He's not going to go for it, though. That was quite audacious, but he didn't go for it. So Merchant wins that place back again.
I think he was probably just trying to scare him up a little bit there, see if he was going to react to that. Maybe get him offline or something and make an easy pass on him. A little action going on back here.
Yeah, for 13th, Bryce Benton is up 11 places so far.
He's
Biggest
flying.
mover forward. Tied with Joshua Benjamin, who is just a bit further behind these guys. And there he is catching in the background to these three. Benton ahead of Drawnick and Brzezowski, who are in 14th, 15th. Always great to see these guys who come through the field. And Merchant has, I think, gone wide at the final two corners again. And he's lost that place he just earned.
Did he really? Oh, yeah, off track.
I think so.
Let's go see. Oh, did I just see a wreck? Or am I tripping? Yep. Oh, boy, that was a big one there. That's the biggest one he's had so far. Yeah,
and lucky actually not to find the outside wall there.
Yeah, he is. If he doesn't stop doing that, it's eventually going to bite him. So I think this is what I saw. Oh, let's see here.
Sorry,
stay right here. He's
braking quite late, but he's okay, and he'll get to 13th position ahead of Drawnick, who won that place back. I think Benton went wide through the final corner as well, or the penultimate one, and Drawnick got through. Then Benton re-overtook Brzezowski, now trying to follow through as well. He's on the outside line through turn 4. We'll see whether he can clear him. Not quite. And they've got puddles either side of them now, so they're just navigating that a little bit through the middle sector. Round the outside, a long way round for Drawnick. And Brzezowski holds firm for the moment, still there. Brzezowski, this is the advantage of this circuit. You can go side by side for a very long time. And here comes Joshua Benjamin into the party as well.
Yeah, and he's up 11 spots as well right now. So, I mean, he's on the move, as well. I'm not even sure what to think of that livery. I need to get a close up of that. That looks interestingly good. I like unique liveries. So when we cut away to go back to see Merchant's issue, I said I thought I saw a car spinning right as I clicked away. I think this might have been what I saw.
Let's see, Jason Meyer. Whoa! Goodness me, that's one of the bigger ones we've seen so far.
Yeah, that is. But he kept it out of any walls. So, I mean, that's short of, which iRacing at this point doesn't really recognize, flat spots on the tires, which, by the way, for you that don't know, I understand that's coming pretty soon. So these cars are going to start rattling your teeth out when you do that in the future.
Carson Keane, by the way, has retired from the race. So our third retirement from the 27 that started this race, and we'll try and find out why Carson Keane has decided to call it a day.
Well, this is in
a replay. Is there anything? This is probably it. Final couple of corners again. It's where all the action is tonight.
Oh man!
It's not the outside. It's the inside. I suppose it is the outside a little bit, but he spins to the inside, and that's the end of that.
Oh man, yeah. Now that's one that several people have been lucky that it didn't get away from them like that. Look at this gaggle of cars here, would you?
Benton still can't get to the front of it, or indeed lock clear of it.
Look who else
Court's
is
involved in here now.
Exactly. He's coming back up the field.
That's why. Oh, and he's got on the push to pass. He's trying to make it 3 wide here. Can Elliott Court get 2 in 1 down in towards turn 3? It looks like he can. He's on a very tight line here. Benton's on the inside, and in the middle. Drawnick's on the very outside. He's getting all wrapped up on the curb, and on the inside, Elliott Court's going to put the power down. He's taken the push to pass off, which is surprising. Here in the background, here comes Joshua Benjamin on Benton. 2 of the biggest movers forward today. Joshua Benjamin gets past him. Elliott Court, though, is up to 12. What a recovery drive he's having so far.
Well, so far he's passed I guess he's passed about 13 cars already, because he had dropped all the way back to 25th, I believe. When we went and looked at it when he was out there riding around by himself, he was in 25th. So that's 13 cars already. And, he's still got a long time to go, man. We're not but 12 minutes into this race.
Well, yeah, and don't forget this is lap limited at 33 laps.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, 33 laps.
Those
Yeah.
or those 50 minutes, whichever one comes first. But I'm assuming at the moment, unless it rains, it will be the 33 laps as Dvornik again and Benjamin go side by side. Benton and Benjamin were making great progress before this.
Yes.
Now they're just stuck in this group, and it's now 6 strong.
Yeah, they've kind of got, it's gotten to where they're all starting to battle amongst each other here, and it's killed their forward momentum. Prior to that, they were just passing cars, and they were just getting on with themselves. But now, these guys at this point are starting to fight back, and it's just getting tougher and tougher for them.
Another look from Benjamin, but Dvornik's doing a good job of defending.
Oh, man, I thought he was going to hit his rear tire with his wing there. I wanted to make a reference to Formula One, but I didn't want to spoil anything for anybody, so I didn't say anything.
Oh. It's been nearly 12 hours, although I've not seen the race, to be fair. So
I mean, I'm not going to say anything. So here we go. I wanted to, though. I almost did.
Yeah. I suspect Solveig and Merchant, either of them might have been having trouble through the final corner. Maybe it was just a normal pass, but Jared Gregorio, who's passed them now through that part of the racetrack, and here comes Merchant on the inside. Solveig's using a bit of push to pass here to try and defend. This is what's so great about having a push to pass rather than DRS, to continue the F1 discussion about the fact you can use it to defend and attack, and they're both using it right now. It's all tactical. It's about where and when you use it, and these two, who are big names in this championship, are both using it right now. Merchant round the outside of Solveig, who's again pushing him to the curb. Oh, and this time it's the opposite way round. Merchant pushing Solveig into the curb on the outside, and it's Adam Merchant who comes out on top in 3rd place.
What's funny is, you literally can use that as a defense weapon. Use those water puddles. You can run them a little wide out there, squeeze them out. And by the way, I set us up a special camera. I just got to remember what button it is, but I set us up a special camera for later, so that we can do this and we can see their wheel when they're hitting their push to pass. So it gives us a clear view, but it also gives us a view of their wheel nicely too. So we'll have that later on when we need to, we're analyzing some battles or something. Looks like Shalaby had a incident here.
See, I wonder if this incident that you see there, it's sort of kicked this all off almost from 2nd place, because
I had that
might have
incident.
Just made a normal pass.
Let me see. I had that incident, but then it got exciting, and I looked up and lost it. It was DiGiorgio. Yeah, here we go. This is Merchant again.
It was him going wide.
I tell you what, man. I hate to say it. I'm not wishing it on the guy or anything, but it's going to bite him. We're gonna click on it one time, and he's going to be in the wall from that. He's I don't know how many times you can get away with that and it not bite you hard, because he's flying through there. He's obviously one of the fastest guys in this race. So as they say over here in America, he's hauling the mail going through there. It's eventually going to bite him.
That was close that time as well.
Well, that's the limit. That's where he needs to be. You can get there and be okay. The problem is
he's not leaving himself much room for error doing that.
No, well, that's a problem
on that line.
Jump back here real quick. Careful. We got a little argy-bargy, as the Australians say, going on back here.
Is that an Australian?
Yeah,
I've definitely heard Americans say that before.
Yeah, well, anyway. I picked it up from some Australians. That's the beautiful part about doing commentary with all these wonderful people from all over the globe. It's fantastic. I say all kinds of things that my friends look at me like, what's wrong with you? Where did that come from? I'm just having a little argy-bargy. What? A true story.
That's Benton, by the way, who's just been passed by Brzezowski in this bit of argy-bargy. Unfortunately, Bryce Benton has been going backwards now.
He has a little bit, yeah.
In his group, we were seeing him at the front of it, but now, he's only 17th. He was as high as 12th, I think, maybe at one stage.
Yeah, and Joshua Benton Benjamin has stayed up there. They were kind of running together there for a while, and all of a sudden, I don't know, Benton got mixed up in some stuff, and it just seemed like he kind of lost his pace. Maybe he torched his tire somewhere along the way or something, and lost some grip and had to slow down to cool them down or something.
Unusual, very unusual. But
this battle up here is just not going away, though. These two are just
No.
You know, well, it was 3. I mean, and DiGiorgio's right there, so.
So he will be able to get away if they fight too hard, and that's got to be on Soloweg's mind at the moment in terms of how hard does he really want to battle at the moment to pass Merchant when Gregorio's not too far in front. JT Smitten seems to be gone. I mean, for the second week in a row, he's leading by multiple seconds. And there's going to be some discussion about the pass for the lead at least, but for the moment he's leading and winning this race by a very long way, and for the second week in a row as well.
I don't know the league rule. I'm not in there. I haven't talked to these guys enough to understand, what possibly their thinking might be on that. But there's a lot of leagues that he would get penalized for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Benjamin back
if
here.
If I was in charge, I would.
Yeah, he certainly deserves a few second penalty or something. It may not be enough to take him out of the lead, but it depends on how they penalize. I don't know, but I think he was at fault there, and he clearly took a contender out of the race. And there goes Benjamin around Vornek.
So up to 13th place briefly. Delmat and Rolls also battling for 8th position. Nice start for Elliot Rolls, who's now into 9th place.
Looked like
up 9 places.
Looked like Dvornak was blinking right there too. That the camera kicked off of him for a second, so I'm thinking, what happened back here? Where are these guys at? Oh, let's see here. I'm gonna Leo Dolmas and Elliot Rolls here. It's 8th and 9th place.
Just been battling. Oh, dear, aggressive between the two of them.
Yeah, very.
And that's very odd.
That was very odd. Let's go back from another angle and see if that was a real true blink or if that was a glitch somewhere. So he's pushing
on
the pass.
Push to pass, trying to come through. So he's trying to go for a cutback, but this is almost impossible if both cars disappear.
So the way they
Rolls disappears.
The way they went through each other, clearly there was a blink issue there as well. But what was funny is
Rolls is in. Both in pit lane.
Delmas made a real aggressive move to. Oh, he just hit him. I planning on staying with him that long, but that was kind of funny. He went up and hit him again. Well, because Delmas made he was spun again. He had no wing though, so that's not surprising.
Yeah.
He made a real aggressive swerve at him, like to clear him, to get some room, and it'd be interesting to see what people think of that as well. Not really sure that, that it just depends. Sometimes that's frowned upon. Sometimes that's racing. Who knows, But Elliot,
we'll see.
Elliot Court is, he's moving, man. He's back up to 9th place and got 8th right in his sights here.
Yeah, I'd imagine he'll get it as well, to be honest. We're only just over half distance, by the way, so I'd imagine that 7th place even would be on the cards. That's quite wide from Chablis. Needs to be a little bit less. Oh, there you go. Off wide, in the puddle, and he doesn't even really have to do very much to pass there now, does Elliot Coates. He's going to go straight through, although he's still quite side by side. Chablis still just about there. The run is all that was affected. Oh, and was there contact maybe? Not sure there was. It was just very close, and they're still running side by side. Chablis wants to keep the place because he's using the push to pass at the moment, and Court is on a cooldown, so he can't. Chablis blocks him basically. Runs right up in front of him. Court will now go for the cutback, and we'll see if Chablis still got the button on here as we get the front shot again. Coming down this straight, no, he's taken it off, but Court's only got the slipstream, and he can't make the pass for the moment. That was aggressive defending from Max Chablis.
I want to go back and see that from an outside camera view. I was sitting there trying to see the push to pass, thinking he would use it, but I don't think he thought he needed to until all of a sudden Chablis out here on his outside again. This is a nice little sequence they had here.
I mean, look at this. So it looked more aggressive from the other angle. I guess it wasn't.
It definitely
really
did look more aggressive from the car. I should have left it alone, and we could have been real excited about it.
But he's gone anyway. I said it wouldn't take long, and eventually he did do it again. Has Merchant been off again? Because he's now behind Sears, and he's up
behind
to 5th.
Hope. Yeah, he's all the way up down to 5th. Yep, he has. This one looks like it's a bigger one too. Let's see.
I wonder if I can guess where the... Oh, no, wow.
No, another
a
curb.
new place.
Well, but hold up. He might not be done yet.
Oh, and he's still not on the circuit properly. Here we go.
Oh,
Well, that's probably it. Is it? Yeah. There goes Gabriel Hopp as well. You might be right. Maybe there is one more at the end of this. Does he go off at the final corner as well?
No.
No. So just through there. But, you know, that was a big enough incident in itself, and that's why he dropped outside the top 5, although it was only quite brief.
Yeah, he, but look who's right behind him. Well, not right behind him, but look who is behind him now. Court. I mean, Court's got a little room to make up here, though, but this is going to be a tough one here. I don't know if he's got enough time to... Yeah, he's got 13 laps left. Right, it's 33 laps, right? Need to set that up.
Yeah.
Let me go fix that real quick.
Yeah, so we're approaching 2/3 distance now in this race, and JT Smitten is
there you go.
Still leading the way. This now by over 7 seconds. Closest battles between Jace Meyer and Frankie Brzezowski for 11th place. And so far over the course of the 20 laps, we've really been, looking at battles pretty much all the time. There's been something going on always in this race so far, and the same was the case last week as well.
Oh, great action. I mean, again, this, you got battles all over the place. You got some drama, some bumping each other, potentially, spinning guys out. Be interesting to see. There's no way it's ever going to happen, but if Court could get back to the front, I wonder what he would do about that returning the favor from earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get there, is he?
He'd be tough to catch Sears, I think, at this point.
It's,
although, that being said, he was 2 seconds a lap faster than, they just crossed the line. And this time, he was not 2 seconds, only about 0.5 of a second faster.
Yeah, if he does that for the remainder of the race, he will run out of laps. So he does need to pick up the pace a little bit, but very difficult to do that when you're up against better and better drivers. It's harder and harder to catch them as you go along. As Gabriel Hopp and Adam Merchant now get together for 4th position. And this is Merchant trying to regain places again, as he spent most of this race doing.
He's passed 20 cars and he's only done it in the top 5.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, he's really keeping an eye on that Brzezowski-Meyer battle back there as well. Well, I tell you what, man, Merchant likes them puddles.
Yeah, he does. And let's see for and again he's wide into them. He's getting away with it though occasionally. I mean, showing that some of the guys could actually take a little bit more risk and go a little bit further wide towards them. But if they looking at Merchant, they might be thinking, well, I don't want to really follow the lines he's taking because he seems to be ending up off the road quite often. But
he's
in these last couple of laps.
Something we haven't even talked about yet is all these sliding off track, hitting these water puddles. There's an incident limit. And that could yield a drive-through penalty, which would be absolutely disastrous.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of off-tracks.
Let's hope that he has enough off-tracks in the bank to get away with that. But, yeah, it's a good point, as I hadn't thought about, if he's getting off-tracks fairly frequently. Brzezowski and Meyer are still close, and they're both on the push to pass here, fighting for 11th. Outside for Frankie Brzezowski. Into 3. He should get the exit here. He should get the traction anyway. And that is a good exit indeed. He will get the place as well. Both still on the push to pass here. A lap car behind them watches on as Meyer gets back into the slipstream and back down the inside again. They both take the button off at the same time. Brzezowski around the outside though and gets into 11th place ahead of Jace Meyer.
Jace Meyer's going to have his he's going to have slipstream here, and he's going to have his push to pass because he's sitting there watching them battle, using it. He might have his hit the straightaway.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is right behind them both, to be honest with you. But
I was waiting to see if he was going to use it.
There's a cool-down period that they'll have to observe now. So, Joshua Benjamin's off the road. He's dropped behind them both now. This is a fight for 10th place.
Yeah, Benjamin's still a few seconds back, though.
Yeah, he's only just gone there, though, because he was ahead before.
Oh,
Definitely.
was he? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I missed that.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. Look, let's see. Oh, apparently this was a big off track.
Yeah, into the penultimate corner, looks like. Using a lot of entry curve, but they generally
There
do.
it is. Caught
Oh,
that.
he clips the inside and goes for a big spin. And it's going to be an awkward place to get turned back round again as well.
Okay, the fact that I got a semi close-up on that livery really makes me want to see it now.
I don't like it, to be honest with you.
Well, you and I don't have to have the same taste. It's okay. I don't know if I like it yet. I can't see it. I need to get a close-up on it.
Strange to me. There you go. Anyway, no gaps below a second now, actually, on the field as Brzezowski and Meyer get further stretched away from one another. I think this was a couple of moments ago, and Meyer will try and get back onto the back of Brzezowski soon. Merchant was on... he got past him, that's why. He was on the back of Gabriel Hopp, but he's now in front of him, so he's back to third place again. Now, can he keep it for the last 10 laps without going off the circuit? Let's hope so for his sake, because he has been off a lot so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's given us some entertainment. We've oohed and awed every time he hits the water, and then we've watched most of his passes. So, you know, he's provided quite a level of entertainment today for us.
He has. But,
especially right
it's
here.
Be a podium by the looks of it. If he holds on, here we go, through the final couple of corners again, and there you go. He's pushing it right to the edge still, but he's seemingly under a bit more control. Kostic Solveig has certainly lost a lot of time. I wonder if he's gone off recently. He's down to 6th place now, and Elliot Court is only a second behind him.
So this is, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's where Merchant would buy, I believe. Yeah,
some of the others as well. Even Sears went through as well. Even Chris Sears into the top 5. So that's put the top 2 in the championship, separated by just 1 point at the start of the day, in a battle for 6th position in this race, absolutely together. But I think the fact they are so far down together means that JT Smith would overtake them both as things stand in the very early stages of this championship.
Let's see how Elliot's doing back here. Oh, we said he might not get to 7th. He's got to 7th, and he's about to catch 6th here.
Well, only because Solveig's spin.
Well, true, but still, I mean, it's still catching him either way, you know. What's funny is that we haven't had a drop of rain, right, since we logged on. But the rain provided just enough drama to make this exciting.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good balance, I think.
It really
slightly
has been.
Damp conditions, especially off the sides of the circuit where you're not driving quite so much. It is a real factor, and that puddle is definitely getting smaller at the final corner as well. Looping back to what we were saying earlier about the fact that it's kind of weird they don't disappear quite so quickly, but it is slowly disappearing. It's going to be a pretty much dry track completely by the end of this race, it looks like, in 7 laps' time. But the sun out, of course, helping with that. But yeah, it has just sprinkled in that right amount of excitement by the looks of things today.
So one thing I did notice here, Shalaby is completely out of push to pass already. He's got nothing left in the tank. I just happened to notice that. So it's kind of early to have exhausted it all, but
it is.
Chase
Meyer, why he's done that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's been battling to try to stay up, in the top 10 up there, and he just oof. Now that looks scary there for a second.
That's very unusual. Solveig and Court will continue their fight. Dvornik has now been caught by Brzezowski as well for 9th place. So there'll be two battles to have a look at in the final 7 laps, as it is at the start of this one, before the end of this race. Still 18 in the race. You can see the retirements down the bottom of your screen there. We've seen most of them. Most of them happened quite a few laps ago now. Leo Delmar, the most recent, when he lost his rear wing and spun through the middle sector and returned to the pit lane and never returned to the racetrack after that.
Chase Meyer has had a rough time of it here late in the race. He's dropped a few positions. He's had a crash incident and off track, and Obviously, he was moving forward pretty well there for a while. In fact, where'd he go? Oh, he's still there. He's in 13th now.
And Brzezowski gets ever closer again. Dvornik under pressure this time round, and I wonder if Brzezowski's using... No, it's Dvornik using a bit of push to pass there to defend, but the problem is around this circuit, if you use it one lap to defend, you can't use it the next because of the 90-second cooldown period between periods of using push to pass.
I'm going to eventually catch somebody using it with my camera that I took time to set up just for this reason.
It will happen at some point.
Oh, it's happened. I just haven't found anybody using it to click on the camera.
Yeah.
That's because I haven't been doing it properly. The proper way to do it is to watch my timing and scoring tower and then click on them.
Unfortunately, on my timing that obviously I have access to, it doesn't show it properly until they're out of push to pass completely. It doesn't really give you a very good idea at all as to how many seconds they have left. Here we go with Brzezowski. He's on the button now, and Dvornik, as I mentioned earlier, is absolutely defenseless. Just under a minute there it is for Brzezowski, so he's used it quite nicely actually throughout the race, quite evenly. He's not choosing to use it though towards turn 4, and that could be his downfall, even though he gets a good exit, a straight exit out of turn 3, and he's going to get clear of Dvornik, who, as I say, has no chance of responding. He doesn't have any push to pass, and that was quite an efficient use of a very little amount of push to pass actually from Brzezowski to move through into 9th.
It was, yeah. They both have a decent amount left. Dvornik does not have quite as much as Brzezowski, but they both have a decent amount. Actually, most everybody else in the field has a decent amount left except for Sergei Porka. Is that how you say it? Porka? He has none left either.
Porok.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been going with anyway.
You can't blame me. I'm from Louisiana. So.
Look, he's American as well, by the way.
Well, it doesn't matter. I just I can't pronounce half the names for my own state, much less anywhere else.
You don't think he's from Louisiana as well, then?
Probably not. If he is, he's a transplant. I'm going to go ahead and guess that.
Solveig and Court continue their fight for 6th position. 4 laps to go, and JT Smitten just confirms that now as he crosses the line. This race is going to be about 40 minutes in length. Obviously 50 is the limit, but that's only really going to come into play when we get wet races this season, of which this was going to be one. Possible rain was what we were hearing, but it only rained at the very beginning of practice, before the real sessions began, as it were, qualifying in the race, and it hasn't rained since then. The conditions have been okay. It's been sort of partly cloudy and the rain has evaporated away. It's been dry tyres the whole way through. It's just been pretty difficult out the final corner, but even that is becoming less of an event now.
Either they figured it out after wrecking time and time again, or it's dried up a little bit. Yeah. You know, drivers aren't that stubborn. You have to tell them 4 or 5 times and they'll figure it out. At least I will.
Yeah, that's true. Set Court into the slipstream again. Now, is he going to be... No, not. He's on a cooldown period at the moment, so they're going to hit 3 laps to go in a moment. And if Court hasn't used very much push to pass, which is possible, but not likely, he'll put it on in a moment, and he won't take it off then until it runs out, or indeed until they get to the end of the race. We're getting towards that stage now where we're likely to see drivers applying it for the final time and not taking it off, because especially with the cooldown period around this circuit being over the length of a lap, it means that you've got to be very, very careful that you're not in a cooldown period when you get to the end of the race and you don't leave seconds on the table.
Yeah, and yeah, we should see that, actually. We should see some start to really move, although there's not a whole lot of battles out here where push to pass is going to really yield anything, with the exception of this one.
Yeah, and here we go. They've just both done it now. They've just both done it. So they'll use it right to the very end. Though it's 2 minutes 20 for Solveig. And what is it for Court? We'll just go back to him and see his seconds available when he straightens out. 90 seconds. So he's gone a lap early, interestingly, but Solveig's got over a lap more. Well, not a lap more, sorry, but he's got quite a lot of seconds more. Court is going to run out about this stage in the lap on the penultimate lap, but Solveig will still have quite some seconds remaining at that time, and that should allow him to keep this place, I think.
Yeah, these two guys are flying right here. This is great. Both of them hammering down.
I'm surprised Court decided to use it then, to be honest. Normally he'd go for the final 2 laps, but he's applied it early here, and he's going to do the entire last lap without any push to pass, which is a bit unusual really for the top guys, at least based on the other leagues that I've done in the past. Solveig will run out just going on to the final lap, just on the run up towards turn 3, but this is Court's last chance. In towards turn number 1, he's using it at the same time as Solveig as well, which means it effectively is just cancelled out.
Yeah.
So Elliot Court is going to be trying to do this the old-fashioned way, almost, even though they're both using it. Here he goes in towards turn 3. Will he have a dive here? He's quite late, and he's quite far back. Round the outside for Solveig. It's a better exit as well, a straighter exit out of turn 3, and he's going to keep 6th place, and with the extra seconds, he should be home and dry now.
Yeah, it should be. There's no way that at this point that Court's going to catch him, because he's going to run out of push to pass, and Soviak's just going to walk away from him at that point. There it is.
See how much effect it has here in these last. There it is. That's the end of Court's push to pass. We'll see how much effect it has for these 30 seconds. Admittedly, he's got it through the 30 seconds of the lap where it's least effective, but even so, you can see it already. Even on this short straight here, it's going to grow to 7 tenths or so, and it will be unassailable by the looks of things. Out front, meantime, JT Smeaton has seen the white flag, as these guys are about to as well. We're on lap 33, and it's been another complete control from JT Smeaton for the second week in a row. He has cruised this race.
He really has. Quite impressive. I mean, I think there are guys in the field that have something for him. The problem is he just gets out there and they start battling and he just gone, man. I mean, somebody's going to have to get out there in front of him, like you said at the beginning of this race, and make him battle. Until he has a fight on his hands, he's just going to pull away because he's so fast.
Because Court tried to do that early on in the race, but after the lap 1 incident, it was JT Smeaton's to lose, and he wins here from the Red Bull Ring. His second win in 2 weeks, and his second controlling victory as well. He hasn't been challenged ever since he touched that race lead, and so he goes on to win. Oh, Merchant spin through the final corners on the final lap, I think, and he might lose 3rd place. Oh, Gabriel Hopp's going to be coming in the background somewhere. He's not close enough, though. Adam Merchant will get home. Doesn't that just show what a race he's had? That exactly explains the race he's had, Adam Merchant. Another spin to the line, but he still finishes 3rd.
It really does sum up his whole race, doesn't it?
Elliot Court as well, by the way, dropped 7 seconds behind Solveig on the last lap.
Yeah, well, he had exhausted. He probably slowed down a little bit just to make sure he held that position and didn't have a mistake or something. He wasn't going to lose another position, so. Yeah, he had no idea that he had that much less push to pass. He was fighting a losing battle there. Yeah, he really would have been better off saving it and waiting, trying to use it sparingly and then wait till Slovak run out and then potentially had just a little bit to make a little charge at him maybe. Somebody got a black flag on the last lap. That's not good. That's going to be a 40-second penalty.
I think that was the last car, though, on a particular lap, so I don't think it'll matter too much. But even so, yeah.
Actually, that happened in the same thing happened in the race I did here earlier. All right, let's see if we got some race results now.
Yeah, we'll see for the second week in a row. JT Smeaton at the top by a very long way. Giorgio Gregorio, who we'll chat to in a second, is already waiting for us. He finishes 2nd place in this race tonight, ahead of Adam Merchant, who was up and down, and eventually finished in 3rd place. Gabriel Hopp and Chris Sears round out the top 5, with Kostek Solveig and Elliot Court, the top 2 in the championship, coming into today, finishing 6th and 7th after their various problems. Max Shabley, Frankie Brzezowski and Nick Drawnick round out the top 10, with Joshua Benjamin and Elliot Rolls rounding out those on the lead lap. Chase Meyer, Sergei Porok, Brian Long, Matt Alfredson and Robert Lewollen were all 1 lap down. Asin Fay was 6 laps down in 18th position. And the retirements, Leo Delmar, Bryce Benton, Jeff Groff, Richard Danielewski, Paul Willard, Anthony Zeitz, Carson Keane, Dakota DeMay and Sarah Guerra all retiring from the race early-ish from the day. Some cases not too early, but either way. Let's have a chat then to the podium drivers, shall we? They're already waiting for us, and we'll now go to the race winner, JT Smeaton, who was dominated for a second week in a row. JT, congratulations on a second win in a row, this time from the Red Bull Ring. Let's go back to the very start of the race. You didn't qualify on the pole this time, I guess is the difference between this and last week, but you gained both of those 2 places on the opening lap, and there was contact with Elliott Court. Just tell us your view on that incident you had at turn 4.
Yeah, first off, I just want to say a huge apology to Elliott and his team. Just really poor stuff by me, and something that I don't want to ever repeat again. But yeah, well, it is good to get the win. It's definitely not in the way I want to do it. And once again, I'm so sorry to Elliott and his team. That's just not how I want to go racing.
Yeah, I mean, it must, feel different at the end of this race than the last. Not only for that reason as well, but the fact that you came from 3rd place to win afterwards. Putting that aside, you must be very pleased again for the second week in a row to be, I don't say head and shoulders quite, but you were quite a long way in terms of speed ahead of the rest of the field, it looked like.
Yeah, it's definitely encouraging, especially since I got a little bit of damage from that. But yeah, whole race, it was really tough to focus. It was pretty difficult to put that in the back of my mind. But yeah, just had to stay focused, especially with all the wet spots still on the track. But yeah, happy to get this win, but yeah, it's a little not the greatest feeling.
Well, I'm sure, or I hope at least that Elliott will appreciate the apology. But it was nevertheless a very good drive from yourself. So congratulations on that, a great win nevertheless. And thanks for coming to chat to us at the end of the race as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good week.
Thanks very much. That's JT Smeaton, winner tonight. Feeling a little bit guilty, it sounds like, about the
definitely.
incident. But
that's that's good. I mean, that's he knew he should have been able to avoid it, and that's all he can do at this point.
Yeah, all you can do is apologise, and hopefully those two will put that one to bed going into next week's race. Let's go up to second place, shall we? And João de Gregorio, who now joins us as well. João, welcome in. Congratulations on finishing second tonight from the Red Bull Ring. How was your race? Even though you finished in second, you were on your own for quite a long portion at the end as well. How did you find it tonight?
Hi guys, I was talking to DT. I'm very happy because it's my first podium here at the league. The race was very fun, but in the beginning we just fight like a hell, and GT could pull away, but he was faster. I was so scary of the last corner because it was so wet on the curb. I think I overtook Kostek and Adam the same way, but I'm very happy that I'm driving 3 championships, so I couldn't focus on only one. But I'm very, very happy. The level of the league is so high here.
Yeah, and your best result of the season as well must be a fantastic feeling. How do you sort of rate the Red Bull Ring as a circuit, and how did it change this circuit when you saw that the rain was going to fall, or at least that it was possible for rain to fall in this race today?
Red Bull Ring is a very, very good one. I just don't like it enough in iRacing because it's a lot of draft and we stay on the draft for many, many times. So you need to be very fast to break the toe. And the rain changed everything, because you always try to use the green and white portion of the curb. And with the rain, we could even touch the red one. So it's like a different circuit, I think the off tracks in general was very low because we couldn't get so close to the edge, but it was a very, very fun race. I couldn't wait to race the others.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing you again, of course, for the remainder of the season. But João, congratulations on a second tonight, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Thank you. Guys, just to say, Forza Rosso, it's the first podium here at the Simpleton League. Many thanks.
Congratulations. Thanks very much. That's João de Gregorio, who finished his second tonight in that number 8 car. And you can see some of the slow-mos of what he had to fight through early on in the race. one of those involved in those slow-mos, Adam Merchant, who we can also chat to as well. Good evening, Adam. Congratulations on a third-place finish. I do feel like, though, we'll have to buy you a yo-yo after that race. That was a that was a roller coaster race. How do you assess that one yourself?
Yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes, as you guys are very politely showing on the screen.
You want another one or just that one? No, I'm kidding.
No, keep it going. That last turn, and it's just the wet patches over the curbs where you're just really trying to gain speed. I made a lot of mistakes. And yeah, I mean, I could gain the positions. I've made some good moves, some good attacks, but at the end of the day, to finish first you must finish. So need to keep it on the black stuff more often. But it was a pretty fun race. I mean, can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking to Zhao about the way that this circuit changes when you add the water to the outside there. I mean, what's your opinion on the iRacing weather system in the way that it is in Season 4 of 2025? Because it certainly wasn't like this at the start. So these days, you get these massive puddles in important places on the racetrack sometimes. And while it's absolutely bone dry everywhere else, that final corner was, fundamentally changed, wasn't it? What's it like for a driver when you see that? And it just isn't really drying either.
Yeah, it's hard because your muscle memory is just telling you to take the line as if it was dry, and you need to really sacrifice your exit in order to stay off the puddles. But progressively, it was drying out over the course of the race. But during the practice session, seeing over 20 cars in the practice session, and there was really no progress on drying out. It's just having to rewire your brain essentially and force yourself to take that narrow exit. But you have to then explore how you attack certain apexes, especially that last one. You could really attack it more, focus on a more narrow exit instead of the traditional dry line. So just being good at adapting is pretty important. And clearly I made a bunch of mistakes that are going to haunt me a little bit. But, at the end of the day, it's a great learning experience, and you need the track experience like this to improve.
And still to get to third despite all that is a very good job. So congratulations on a podium tonight, Adam, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate the broadcast as always. Have a good one.
Thanks very much. That's Adam Merchant, who finishes in third place tonight, despite all of his trials and tribulations, as he says, we politely point out on this on this broadcast throughout here today. That was a good round of this championship, I've got to say, Jim. I did enjoy that. I mean, again, I'm still not fully sold on this sort of puddles being created on the outside and not really moving. But, it added the excitement for us here today. I'm not sure about the realism side is what I mean. But, in terms of the excitement that we had because of that, and of course, because this circuit's a good track for racing or whatever, we had a very engaging 33 laps.
It did. And my final thought on that is, if you think about it, if you were building a racetrack, you're going to crown the middle of the track a little bit so that water doesn't puddle up in the middle, right? So if you do that, the water is going to run to the edge, and inevitably it's going to be a little bit of a bowl there because of the simple way that you've designed the track to drain. So I guess to some level there probably is some realism in it. I might have felt like I was a little too critical of it, but all that aside, realism or not, it made for a very fun race. Like it, we didn't have to struggle with just everybody and their brothers spinning because it was pouring down rain and cars going really slow. We got all the speed, we got all the action, but yet we still had a little element of that of a wet track and what it could throw a little curveball in there. I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought this was a great race.
Yeah, it was a good race, and I did enjoy it. Just again, not it's the realism side for me, but
right, sure.
But there you go. That's fine. Just to give you an update, by the way, on where we are in the season, the SR4S Super Formula Championship. This, of course, was round 3 from the RedBull Ring. There is no race next week. It's Canadian Thanksgiving on October 12th, or on the weekend of October 12th.
I need to find me a Canadian friend. So I can go eat some.
So you can go to their
go eat some Canadian Thanksgiving. Absolutely.
I like how we don't have one for the US Thanksgiving, by the way. Isn't that on November 23rd?
It changes every year depending on what that Thursday is. But so it's somewhere right around the very end of the season. It could technically be right after. I'd have to look and see what the date is this year. I guess it probably is just after, isn't it? But probably so.
But anyway. Considering the fact that Anthony Zeitz, who organises this league, indeed is American, I'm going to guess that it's probably just the one after the final round. But anyway, we've got one off for Canadian Thanksgiving as well. So all of our Canadian friends from this league, of which there are a few we've seen tonight, of course, can go and enjoy that, and everybody else can enjoy a week off. When we come back, we'll be at Imola on October 19th, same time, same place here on the JP YouTube channel, and from there we'll be at Spa, Donington, Hockenheim, Montreal and Suzuka to round out the season. Some classic Super Formula circuits to bring us to the end. So very much hope you join us for those. A big thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside Jim Cunningham. Until we see you back again for the next round of the championship, which is in 2 weeks, of course. It's goodbye for now.